Since I've last played Stellaris over a year ago, things have changed dramatically. With patch 4.0, everything has been overhauled, biological ships have been added with the new Biogenesis DLC, and finally, we can play as bats. Something I've wanted literally from the very first time I played the game many years ago. The goal today is to use the new Biogenesis DLC to become the new crisis type, the Behemoth. Now, I've stayed mostly spoiler-free, amazingly, over the last few weeks since the DLC first came out, but I do know that you're essentially becoming the ultimate creature to devour the galaxy whole. And to do this, we are going to be playing as the Eternal Kelzen Empire, using the new origin, evolutionary predators. This species has always hunted the most unique creatures, driven by an instinct they didn't fully understand, possessing a rare ability to integrate the genetics of their prey. It evolved into the apex predator of its world, absorbing every genetic advantage available. Now their hunger leads them to the stars, which makes me think of the Kroot from Warhammer 40k. With this origin, we have two major things going on. First of all, we have adaptive evolution. This will slowly give us more traits over time, which I'll go into more detail once we're actually in the game itself. And then we also have malleable genes, which give us a bonus to pretty much every job type as our species adapts to those jobs. Also, we are now locked into the mutation ascension path, which is the one I am the most interested in out of the three new genetic paths, which are purity, cloning, and mutation. By the end of the run, I want to have as many traits as possible, and adaptive evolution will definitely allow that. So straight away we have malleable genes, which is very expensive at 6 points, and this will give us the 5% bonus to most jobs, and then I've just gone with a whole host of negatives and enduring, that way our leaders can at least survive until we have all those different traits applied. I also want really high level leaders very quickly. We of course are going to be going with one of the new biological ship sets, and we are going to be going with the Spinivore set. It looks a lot more predatory and a lot more aggressive. Personally, I think I prefer the Shellcraft, but this definitely fits the theme a lot more. So to begin with, we'll have the Weavers and the Maulers, and we'll get into that in the game itself, along with all the other designs. Now, as for our Empire itself, I'm going with Fanatic Authoritarian, extra influence so we can spread nice and quickly, getting more worlds, which will be so important for this Empire, in addition to more worker output, which is good, because our ships cost food. We are then going with regular militarist, almost purely because I want warrior culture. This means we can get loads of duelists, which will increase our navy capacity. I want this because I really do think that warrior culture is going to be incredibly powerful with the new world system. And then weirdly, we're going to be going with Genesis guides. I've never used this. In my opinion, it looks a little bit weak, but I think it's going to be really fun with this build because every new world will have pre-sapients, and having other species on your worlds will actually increase the speed of adaptive evolution, giving you more traits. Loads of worlds, loads of pre-sapients. We are going to be the true mutated horror of the galaxy. Now, one last thing to mention is that sadly, over the last few weeks, I have attempted 4 other times to record this video. This is attempt number 5, and every time the game was incredibly unstable for me. It ended up crashing multiple times, there was loads of lag, even in the early game, and loads of other game-breaking bugs. It was just an absolute horror. The DLC seems to have just broken the game for me, more so than most other people. But thankfully, over the last week, there were 2 other hotfixes, and it seems like finally the game is working correctly. I say all this just because I have had experience with the first 20 or so years of this game multiple times. So if it looks like I know something, that's why. Although in the past, I did use genetic identification as my second civic, so at least Genesis Guides is going to be brand new for me. I'm really hoping it works, as I think it's going to work. It must do. It's a different species on your planet. I'm sure I saw that happen in other runs. For our settings, we're going to be using the maximum difficulty of Grand Admiral. Sadly, we won't be using Iron Man mode this time, purely because I don't trust the game enough to go into Iron Man as much as I really want to. We're going with a medium galaxy with all the default settings, and in advanced settings we have the crisis strength set to maximum, with the crisis brought forward all the way to 2,325. Mid-game is set to 2,250, with scaling set to mid-game. So all those cheaty advantages that the difficulty gives the AI will be applied steadily over the first 50 years, and hopefully that's going to be more than enough challenge for someone who hasn't played for the last year. Still very high difficulty settings. Everything else is, I think, as the default would allow it. Even the growth required scaling, which normally I have much lower because I prefer large populations, I think it's only fitting this first run with the new population system is just default. Let's see how everything feels. And so begins the Eternal Empire, near the very core of the galaxy. The Kelzen have always been hunters. We seek prey wherever we can find it, braving even the most extreme environments to taste something new. When you are what you eat, the effort is never in vain. And with that, we are going to be incredibly aggressive expansionists this run. The reason is we have adaptive evolution. I probably mentioned this in the intro, but essentially every time this finishes, we get a new trait for our species. I don't think there's a limit to how many traits we can have, and by the end, I want to be a true mutated horror. The bats need to be as powerful as possible. Now, we get more points by having new colonies and having new species within our empire. And since we are the Genesis guides, we're going to have pre-sapients every single time we grab a new world. So a new world and a pre-sapient, this is going to go really quick if we get enough worlds. Now, we are in 4.0, which means things have changed drastically, so to be as concise as possible, now city districts have specialties like the archives and the mixed industry. Every time you build a city district, rather than getting clerks, you get jobs depending on the specialty. In my head, it's somewhat similar to the old habitat system. Kinda. These specialties will allow 3 building slots each, and you get different choices depending on the specialty. So archives will give us researchers and bureaucrats, mixed industry will give us metallurgists and artisans, and then the corresponding jobs for that. On top of that, now our population is massive in comparison to how it used to be. It used to be in double digits, now it's in the thousands, but if you divide it by 100, it's kind of the same as it used to be. For instance, the civilian industries now gives 200 jobs, it used to give 2. This just means the population growth seems to be a bit more steady rather than bursty. And finally, one thing I really like, at least the look of, is this, the civilian system. So when you have a population which is unemployed for too long, they simply become a civilian. They do their own thing, they don't need a job from you, and they produce some trade value and some amenities. To me, this means you can have some serious hive worlds with ridiculous levels of population, because it doesn't matter if they have jobs or not. They're just going to act like weaker clerks, and I think you can even buff them in some ways, like with certain buildings and certain traditions. But I really, really like that. Eventually, civilians just do their own thing. And of course, then we have the new ships, and I'll get into that when I'm building them. Just know, these are not reskins of just the Corvette and the Destroyer. They are so much more. It's so weird that trade value is now its own thing. You have trade, which is actually stockpiled. It's a resource. There's no such thing as trade routes anymore. It's just odd. I don't know if it's better or worse, and I definitely need to play a trade empire, because I love trade empires. I'm hoping this makes them more fun. So it turns out, going with Genesis guides and the biological ships means that your colony ships are super expensive, 900 food each. I did not know that. Also, the construction vessels might just be my favourite new ships. They're just basically whiptail scorpions, just gone absolutely insane.
Construction finished.
We have the very first adaptive evolution finished. So with this, we can choose our first trait. Now, it doesn't exactly tell you what trait you're going to get, just the kind of idea of the traits. So I'm going to go with, we need to adapt to shifting climates, which has gave us the adaptive trait. So now, our bats get plus 10% habitability everywhere, which is good, because our homeworld actually has a minus 20% modifier because of our origin. There we go. The Savannah world is now 70%, this ocean world is now 25%. I do want to land here as soon as possible. I'm actually tempted to land here despite the ridiculously low habitability. It already has a pre-sapient here, which means landing there would give me another pre-sapient, giving me 2 pre-sapients. Each new pre-sapient will give us 5 extra points per month. Each new world will give us 15 for a while, then eventually it goes down. We'll check that when we actually have our first colony. This is why I love being spoiler-free for civics and stuff, because sometimes it just gives you a nice bonus you didn't know you were going to have. So the Genesis project is of course from the Genesis arcs. When you grab a new world, you get -2 to your max districts, but you also get some extra society and unity from jobs. But then you also get a chunk of unity and influence. and some tech towards uplifting species, which makes sense since we're making pre-sapients. But this seems to happen every time you get a new world. This is the second world we've got. The first world only gave me 500 Unity, this gave me 1000. I don't know if it's stacking with my Unity production, or you just get more Unity every single world. I'm really hoping it just keeps giving you more Unity. Ooh, the preserve now gives us plus 15% to Unity in society. Is it based on the amount of pre-sapients? Interesting, very interesting. That seems really strong, especially for this build. Since we do want to rush Unity and Society. Okay, I may have accidentally picked the perfect Civic. Now sadly though, we haven't got the perfect precursor. We're going with the First League. It's okay, would have preferred a whole host of others. So each new world will give you plus 10 to your adaptive evolution progress for... looks like about 20 years to begin with. So that's neat. Prosperity is finished, and I've gone with Interstellar Dominion. Really, I should have gone with Expansion, but I just do not like that tradition tree very much. Though maybe we should, because it does also decrease the empire size from colonies, and I am planning on having a lot of colonies. Now we're having this weird event. Now, I've actually seen this event in my test run. This kind of cute little creature makes things nearby puke, and then eats the puke. But we can befriend them, and eventually it'll be a really strong positive for our world. Oh, brilliant, we need to adapt to shifting climates again. Oh, and I'm definitely going with the Grand Archive. Okay, so our species now has adaptive and extremely adaptive, giving them plus 30% on every world type, so we are going to be grabbing pretty much every world now, just guaranteed. So I don't really know much about Grand Archive. The Storms DLC and the Grand Archive are the two DLC I haven't really played around with before the current one. That's when I was taking my break. It's been about a year, so I will be talking about them as I get them. I do want to focus on them if I can. Okay, the end of the event with these lovely little creatures. We've made a nutrient paste for them, which means they are no longer making our colonies sick and no longer ambushing them. It gives them additional happiness, extra exotic gases from our populations, toxoid DNA for our next evolution, and it even makes adaptive evolution jump ahead a little bit. Overall, it's like one of the best events we can get early on. One of our factions has spawned in and is incredibly angry at us for not using up more of our navy capacity. So to fix that, we have two options to begin with. We have the Weavers and we have the Maulers. Now the Weavers are really interesting. These are proper support vessels. They're a size 2, similar to a destroyer, and they have a host of support weapons and suppression weapons. They can hit multiple targets at once with both of these weapon types, either firing at your allies or your enemies, and they give buffs and debuffs. I think they can even heal other ships eventually. So I think these would be incredibly annoying to spam and would just be really good used properly. I don't know how many you're meant to have in a fleet with how many of the proper damage dealers, but these just seem like they could cause so many problems. But then, we have my absolute favourite thing in the entire game so far, we have the Maulers. These are Zerglings. They will bite the enemy in close quarters, they do bonus damage versus armour and hull whilst completely ignoring shields, and they do more damage against larger targets. I love them. They're Zerglings, they're a size 1 ship, they're frail and high damage. I want thousands of these by the end. I don't even know what the larger ship types are, but I know it's going to be so difficult for them to beat this in my eyes. It's just everything I want in a ship. It bites things. We now have the ability to specialise our agricultural district. Eventually, we'll have the tech to do this, the biological research support, which helps our biologists, but instead, we're going just with agricultural focus. This gives more farming jobs per district, it also unlocks building slots for the agricultural district, so just good all round, considering we need a lot of food for our fleet. Our species is now traditional. That doesn't just give bonus unity anymore, it's now job efficiency for bureaucrats. Which is good. But it's not as good as just pure Unity, because a lot of my Unity is now going to come from our duelists. I am so happy about this. So this is the new Fallen Empire. I was really hoping this would be in this run. It's a hive mind with split personalities. Instead of a calm and ordered exchange, we are assaulted by 3 separate signals. Though vastly different in content, each speaks with the same voice. Abundant life and well fed. Do you grow out of necessity or because you choose to? We can't remember. White useless shields, not even able to withstand the heart of a star? This galaxy must terrify you. You must speak painfully inefficient language. Anarchic grammar must be rationalized. You will apply our changes. At this point, the voices descend into a garbled mess. Analysis revealed that within each signal was a complex designation. For ease of use, we have translated these as growth, war, and control. I just love the idea of this, a fallen empire, well, a hive mind eventually becoming a fallen empire because of lack of cohesion. We have the control splinter with stunted drones, the war splinter with hyper-aggressive drones, and the growth splinter with unstable drones. Now, I know for a fact there is something in the middle of these 3 empires, but I don't know what. That's all I know, and I am so looking forward to either through brute force or through charm, getting to that system. It's funny that when I tried to say charm, I immediately stammered. Yep, that fits me pretty well. Okay, the Genesis project just seems amazing if you can grab a lot of worlds. We have our first phenotype trait, so this comes from being either humanoid, mammalian, or necroid, and it is genetic memory. Habitability from colony age plus 0.5% per year, max plus 25%. Oh, so colonies become more habitable over time, is that what that's saying? Yeah, this one's getting plus 5% because it must be 10 years old. That's really cool. That's really cool. I'm tempted then to grab this tomb world and start that counter. Once again, it'll be another pre-sapient to speed up adaptive evolution, which is now on plus 100, which is so good because now it costs 5,000. Well, if maulers are the best thing in the game, here is the worst thing in the game. The voidworms. Now, anyone who knows me knows I absolutely love animals. I have basically a zoo at home with reptiles, tarantulas, toads, a tortoise, just so many various animals. I even used to have a black widow. I used to have a pet slug named Yerk, a pancake slug. I love almost all animals. I don't like worms. Worms are one of the only things which I have actual malice towards. And now we have space worms. Space worms which infect and destroy your colonists. Space worms, I now realise, kind of have eyes. Are they eyes? They kind of look like eyes around the mouth. Lovely. They're basically worms mixed with... I can't remember what those fish are called. Lampreys. The word I was looking for was lampreys. Yeah, hate them. And there's something to do with the mid-game crisis I haven't seen as well, so that's always fun. Once I'm strong enough, I'm going to be devouring these if they stay too long in our systems. I know that soon they're going to start attacking our worlds as well. That's about all I know about them. They attack your world and make more worms. We have noticed that you are not currently engaged in battle. Why? Young empires must fight or fall behind. We have selected an opponent for you, the Consciousness. Defeat them within a decade and your continued development will be assured, says the Slug Mind. Oh, but they're equivalent to us. I really don't want to lose. Fine. Really focus on food production for a while, please. Let's get both of these fleets finished. I am currently researching tech to increase our fleet size, so I can merge both of these and have the better leader. Then we'll go to war, I guess. Just try and grab a system or two. I mean, we could just go for the homeworld. If we can take out the homeworld, we just win. Well, the timing was good. We just upgraded our armor. Tell you what, I would love your homeworld. I would love almost all of your worlds. Glory to the Kelzen. We're being way more aggressive than I expected, honestly. Purely because of the hive mind. Our species are now also natural engineers. There we go, biting stations. As you do. Oh, I forgot to build any ground forces. No, I didn't. I just don't remember doing it. I must have autopiloted. Yeah, hive minds won't give up, sadly, so really need those ground forces to be stronger. Was white here for any counterattack, that way we can use their station. Well, that's nice. We found a relic world. And a savannah world. Lovely. That's what I wanted to see. Well, I missed most of the fight, but apparently we just devoured their fleets. Glory to the Zergling Swarm. We are now building the Grand Archive. I've also decided, just for the fun of it, to go down Archivism. I don't think this seems that good, honestly, but it seems really fun. It means we're going to find more archaeology sites and hopefully collect more things for the collection, which will be activated once we have the Grand Archive actually built. Some of our worlds are now becoming exhausted, giving us only +1 to adaptive evolution. So eventually what will happen is, I'll change over to buff our our different species types, but for now the colonies is still slightly more of a bonus. And thankfully, there are 3 worlds here, a savanna, a relic, and an arid. Perfect. I've also just made a claim on their other worlds, so if we win this, we're going to be able to completely obliterate the hive mind, so we can expand all we want towards the west. Our species now has seasonal dormancy, decreasing the upkeep of employed pops and massively decreasing those of citizens. The Grand Archive is now finished, so I can start activating these. The first one giving me a bit of research, more minerals from jobs, a little bit of research again, and a little bit of research again. Nothing really too extreme just yet. On the upside, the next time I get these traits, these traditions, I will also get some extra specimens. Here's hoping I can find some more as I expand. There's more worlds over here. We can now expand this way once the war's over, which shouldn't be much longer now. On the downside, purifiers. There's a fanatic purifier right there, just kinda looking at us. Menacingly. I mean, that's just pretty. It's a Shroud Storm, making telepaths more powerful and damaging worlds. Lovely. Speaking about beautiful, we have the colony ships, which I didn't look at earlier, and they are definitely a look. Definitely a look. You can see right through them. The consciousness has been destroyed, and this has pleased the fallen empire. Gonna open your borders then? Yes. Okay, let's see if we can see inside that system. Can at least one of the scientists please change directions? I want you to start grabbing all these. I mean, really, we should also grab the debris. Okay, let's grab a couple of bits of debris first, and then let's start surveying all this, so that we can connect up our new world. So we have the hive mind now. Exploited drones. Huh. I tempted to purge them, honestly. Pups of this species can be employed in alien zoos. Severed from their collective consciousness, these drones are guided by little more than base instinct. Interesting. No, I don't think I really want them. I mean, on the upside, they will give us some adaptive evolution points, but only 5. Because it is just one species. I don't know what to do here, honestly. Yeah, these worlds are kind of rubbish because of how we've done this, but at least we have all this space so we can start colonizing worlds and getting more Genesis Arc bonuses. So how do you destroy them then? Obviously it'll be in policies, won't it? So, where are they? Yeah, disconnected drones, eliminate. We have begun biomorphosis. To expedite our evolution, we must decisively select the path that will define our journey. As we begin to realize our full potential, we are acutely aware that this endeavor could fundamentally alter our very essence. Engineering evolution is a task of profound significance. The alterations we implement now will reshape our future. Now, to continue this, we need to build a genomic research facility, which increases habitability on the world, and I don't know what else it does. There it is. Right, yes. It produces medical workers, which are then converted into genomic researchers. which produce society research, amenities, and increase biomorphosis situation progress. I think they also increase pop growth speed like normal medical workers. Cool. I'll try and build more of those if I have the resources. Which I think I do. Creepily, our bats now bud. So little bats kind of fall off them. Interesting. Spontaneous limb growth, fluctuations between states of matter, sudden onset metamorphosis, these reports are few and far between, but they cannot be ignored. Our experiments with mutation are garnering some less than desirable results across our civilization. Perhaps unlocking tools to modify one's genes at will was more than we initially bargained for. Ooh. I'm gonna go with this one, since it will speed up biomorphosis. I will try and side on the side of mutation as much as I can. Okay, here we go! Galactic parasites. A large group of voidworms is in orbit of the colony, bombarding it with parasitic cysts. Each cyst contains a toxic spore that is extremely deadly, not only to our colonists. I did not realise they looked like that. It looks like when slugs make more slugs. Lovely. But all life, once ingested, it rapidly gestates into a nymph that will emerge violently and completely destroy its host. These nymphs contain a bladder of compressed gases that allows them to ascend into the upper atmosphere, where they instinctively propel themselves to a predetermined destination. Now I'm really curious where that destination is. Does that mean there's like a home world of the voidworms? Also, what's with this? These marauders have one system. That is so bizarre. Yeah, you know what? Embrace chaos. We are now talented. We now have spare organs, which means our offensive armies have a chance to spawn a replacement army, and our leaders survive their first death. Also, the knowledge seekers, the machines over here, have agreed to be our vassal. Now, we are feeding them a lot of tech, hence why our tech has completely plummeted now, but they're going to be feeding us basic resources. We are focusing mostly on Unity right now. We will be going into tech in a little while. Although, spreading ourselves this thin on so many worlds has really tanked our pop growth, like everywhere. I don't think this is a good idea, but adaptive evolution is now ridiculous. We're getting like over plus 200 a month. I want to be a mutated horror. And biomorphosis is getting close to being finished. So the next war we're going to wage is against the absorbers. We are beating them in tech and economy, probably just because we have so many worlds. But they do have equivalent fleet power. Our fleet have just become mature as well, so we have the mature maulers ready to go. Biomorphosis is finished. Our nature has always been malleable. We are the most complex life form in the universe, and with the help of our research, we shall keep changing. The future is chaotic, and that is perfect for us. Okay, I haven't actually looked at mutation yet, so I'll be back in 1 second once I've read through a lot of text. After a quick look, honestly, mutation just looks really, really good. So straight away, we get society research every time we finish off adaptive evolution. That's fantastic. Once we finish off mutation, we then get to change our authority, similar to when you do the cybernetic or the synthetic ascension. But then, all of these traits just seem really, really good. This first one means our species essentially adapt to any world they're on. They get the correct type of habitability for every world, including tomb worlds, which is fantastic. But on top of that, we can now go above 100% habitability, all the way to 200%. For every 10% above 100, we get job efficiency, housing usage, and amenity bonuses. That's just really, really fantastic. Then this, planned polymorphism, this means our malleable traits, which were giving us pretty much plus 5% job efficiency to every kind of job, then goes to 15%. So just a straight up 10% bonus to all of our jobs. This one over here makes our medical buildings and genomic research facilities more effective, whilst also increasing the lifespan and leader experience gain of our leaders. That's wonderful. This one means your adaptive evolution is faster, and you have a chance of getting Leviathan traits, which are really nice. And then finally, you always get a phenotype trait every time you finish off adaptive evolution, no matter what you've been eating. which is good because some of these seem really powerful. Trying to stay mostly spoiler free from them, but yeah, really good. And that finishes off mutation. Straight away. Hasn't even been 50 years and we've got mutation done. We are on the cusp of a pivotal biological frontier. An important choice awaits. We can either embrace our destiny by harnessing the power of advanced biological mutation, irrevocably transforming our civilization through the deliberate evolution of our genetic code, or we can preserve the lessons gained from our past exploits and continue in our current mundane form. Obviously, we're going to be changing into a deathless dynasty. In the deathless dynasty, the past does not rest. It is consumed. Each generation nourishes the next as the remains of departed leaders sustain the undying rule of the Empire. To serve is to sacrifice, and in death, all subjects feed the legacy of their forebears. So, the usual succession type. Empire size from pops per species trait -1%. Fantastic, we already have so many traits. Allows the ruler to consume great leaders when they pass, whatever that means. Population growth -10%. Monthly resources +10%. 100% worth it. Okay, yep, we can be anything and everything. And with that, we can also begin Behemoth Fury. So many things happening at once. So much reading, so much dyslexia. This is like the 10th attempt. We exist symbiotically with our biological vessels, yet something has always eluded us. Inspired by the greater voidworms, we embark on our most ambitious endeavour, birthing the biggest of them all. This behemoth will be something new, an apex lifeform crafted with purpose rather than blind evolution. Our first challenge will be to manufacture a gigantic egg, suitable to the gestation of life on an unprecedented scale. Beyond the nutrients it will contain, we need its shell to be able to absorb ambient light, heat, and process gases into supplemental sustenance. Okay, this is all brand new to me. So Crisis Level 1 allows the accumulation of feral insight. That looks like it's just the resource of this crisis. Unlocks the Behemoth Egg megastructure. Farmers produce society research, that's lovely. And food storage capacity is increased. So how do we get points? Building of biological ships. I hope that's not just space fauna. Oh no, breed space fauna, so no it's not. Destroy biological ships, kill space fauna, capture space fauna, haven't got the tech for that yet. Grow the egg, birth the behemoth, allow them to rage. What does that even mean? I do not know what that means. Okay. You go down there, fantastic, you grab that. Our ships should be almost ready to go toward the purifiers. Yeah, I mean, they look weaker than us, so we can claim all of that. There's an empire over here which hates us, but it's pretty difficult to get to. That's fine for now. We need to clear our way here. Our expansion continues, which is probably a bad thing because we are really spreading ourselves thin. Although, I can now build clone vats, which I probably should. But we need more farmers. More farmers, then more clone vats. Our species now has gaseous byproducts, because of course they do. We can now create elders, which apparently have an extra set of mandibles, which is lovely to see. You might think they would have already had this, but now our bats can fly. Less army damage taken and more effective commander skill. So, a lot of our worlds, because we have spread ourselves way too thin, which I'm now realising is really bad, are only giving us resource because of the automation buildings. So, these are really weird. They cost an upkeep, and every time you build a district that they're automating, the upkeep increases. But it gives you 25% of all of the jobs in that district, basically, well, it automates them. So 25% of our physicists, biologists, and engineers are all being worked by this building. With us being such a wide empire, I actually love this thing. It is helping us a lot. I'm hoping we can upgrade it as well later on, because that would be fantastic. It also does work on buildings in these districts, so that's really helpful. I'm going to have to start building a lot more farms, because it turns out the egg costs a grand total of 50,000 food. And we are nowhere near that at the moment. Okay, I think we're about ready, though, to destroy the absorbers, so that'll be a nice extra chunk of space, making us even more bloated. And yes, I'm keeping everything, because I just want Adaptive Evolution to keep on finishing, because it makes me happy. Okay, our species is now also making crystals. Oh, I also forgot to mention, they're also laying eggs. You know, like mammals apparently do.
A belligerent fleet.
Yep, all mammals bud and produce eggs. That's just completely sensical for us. Ooh. Not super keen on
A
this.
study has been completed.
We do need to take these out while they're split, though.
Invasion has begun.
We should be able to turn the Foundation over here into our vassals soon. They've started to like us for some reason, and they're weaker than us. We're about to be able to upgrade the mandibles on these things, so that's going to be a big power spike, and they will be elders very soon. Oh, I should have waited before this war. Didn't realize how close it was. Still, though, our lovely swarm are more than capable of doing their job. Let's take out their homeworld. Do I want this species in our empire? Oh, they're necrophages. That is so annoying. I mean, we could just leave them on their worlds. But they are pretty rubbish. Oh, they're very rubbish. They're very strong and necrophage. What a terrible combo. No, I am going to remove you. Oh! Okay, we have accidentally entered their middle system. Oh, what is going on here? Last Thought, an infested world. Last Thought 1 repels all who approach. Researchers assigned to its study invent excuses to delay their work, while instruments glitch and fail as if rejecting the data itself. Something happened here, something so horrific that its echoes still reverberate through reality. That's the Sky Dragon. That's a Scourge. That's a Matriarch. A Drake. And they're all Primal Mind. What am I looking at here? Oh! A Toxic God! Why do you have a Toxic God? What a weird system. Senseless Kelzen, you have entered the final thought system. Let us be clear, this place is not for your eyes. Proceed, and the consequences will be unimaginable. Your pain, unendurable. You will not disturb us, me. What has happened here to your brain? Is this your brain? Is this your brain, mate? 'Cause your brain's looking pretty sick. I could be really cheesy right now, because I don't have to choose one of these for like a few years. I could start this. Because we've got into archivism, we can actually grab these without them being in our system. Oh, where's my, proper archaeologist? All the way over there. Can you start moving towards here? We'll see what we can do. Let's just grab the homeworld of this species, and then we'll stop that so we can focus on this. Because I am so curious. Problem is I have to keep this screen up so now I can't see what I'm doing. Our cautious survey of Last Thought led us deep into the underground. Through endless layers of semi-fossilized biological matter, at last we breached the planet's hollow core, only to find the oppressive atmosphere growing heavier with each step. Despite the scientists' precautions, the mounting unease proved unbearable. Several archaeologists succumbed to a collective breakdown, collapsing into catatonia. Is that how you say that? They're comatose, anyway. They had to be evacuated immediately. The vast cavern at the planet's heart is no ordinary void. Buried within, we found the remains of something far beyond the scale of any known life form. Faint. Oh! Did you try and do the thing we're about to try and do? It's an egg! And within, a stillborn monster sleeps. Well, we found your egg. Slug boy. On last thought, our archaeologists have traced a network of strange tendrils embedded deep within the skull of the stillborn creature. Following these organic filaments to their source, they uncovered an external array of synaptic clusters, an intricate system still thrumming with eerie potential. Now the scientist is attempting to interface with them, tapping into the ancient circuitry that still pulses along the tendril's length. Whatever knowledge it holds has long outlived its host. Whether it still remembers remains to be seen. Ah. Out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out! No. We's elders now. Look at these old lads. More mouths, more anger. Ooh, more archaeology site being finished. It happened. It happened 100,000 years ago. Lafix needs to sleep. Translating the Hive's perception of time into galactic standard units has been a delicate process, but by sifting through the biocomputer's memories, the scientists begin to piece together the truth. At the height of its power, the Hive faced an enemy it could not defeat. Though it stood with many allies, every battle ended in failure. Desperation bred recklessness. Much of what followed has been deliberately erased, but scattered fragments remain, enough to glimpse their final gamble. The Hive forged this planet-sized egg as the vessel for their ascension, seeking to abandon their frail planet-bound sluggy existence and merge with the hatchling. Whether they intended to fight or flee is unclear, but as the creature stirred, something went horribly wrong. Our species are now chromalogs. Brilliant. Bureaucrats and physicists, more job efficiency, army health increased, government ethics attraction increased as well. We're pretty. Oh. We need to take a decade to reflect on what we have and not wage war. Fine. For a second I thought you were going to be yelling at us about this again. How did we fail that? We have been so unlucky with this one. And the upside is almost guaranteed the next time we'll get the next bit of this. I feel like we're running out of time. I don't think we are going to be able to completely finish it before they just kick us out completely. I was wrong. This is the last one. By precisely interfacing with the surviving biocomputers and their still active synaptic link, we extracted the final memories from the stillborn creature. The process rapidly degraded the biocomputers under the immense cognitive strain, but we salvaged most of the data in time. Faced with annihilation, the Hive abandoned caution, pouring its entire psyche into the unborn host in a desperate bid for survival. The synaptic overload proved fatal, dooming the creature and trapping the Hive in a recursive loop of excruciating agony. It would have perished entirely had its most compassionate ally not severed the link. Okay, now only shattered echoes of its mind remain, lingering on last thought. A world still haunted by its final scream. The last thought is agony. Well, that's sad. Oh, and Primal Mind's about to try and kill us. Hit the emergency FTL. Haha, we vanished. Good. Well, that's horrible. You didn't really seem to care too much. Overall. Okay, we can finally start producing the egg, which I've decided to make over here because we have at least 3 empires who, although they're like us, we can't do anything with. In other words, I'm going to send the egg against them as soon as it hatches. Also build a station here then. I've also lined up my next target. Just past the Purifier was a non-member of the galactic community, and they are taking up the entire corner here. So we can go through, go up, and take whatever we can find. Mostly, of course, we're going after their homeworld. Can I? Yep. As long as we can take that, that's going to be a lot of their power simply gone. We've also unlocked, I think, everything but the Titan now. So we have the Harbinger, which is our carrier. Then we have the Stinger, which I did not see the size X's. I must have seen the line version before, which, by the way, look how many weapons are there. That is ridiculous. But the artillery has 4 size X weapons. They're the spinal mounted weapons. Oh, I think I have a new favourite ship. That is phenomenal. Okay, as soon as we get some of those, we are going to be spamming these as our absolute destroyers. Ooh, is there anywhere with cloud lightning? Did we see any? I don't think I did. I'll have to have a look-see. I need to find cloud lightning, because that would be amazing on those ships. If they can use cloud lightning, actually. I don't know if they can. Aha! There we go. Lovely. Let's make a small fleet and send it down there. Our species now has camouflage, increasing efficiency at physicist jobs and increasing army health again. Our armies are going to be so brutal. Also, as our final civic, I have chosen Masterful Crafters. I did have some other options in mind, but I really needed the trade value and consumer goods, as that was the one thing holding us back, and that instantly fixed both of our problems. In fact, I'm almost certain we're getting more trade than we used to from this, but I might just be going insane. There's a vassal group here that's quite weak. These aren't particularly powerful. The only one really threatening us right now is this. We've had just such an explosive start. This run's been honestly so smooth, and yeah, this is the only real threat. And they don't hate us. In fact, we could end up forming a federation with them. We can take all of this space, form a federation with them for some extra bonuses, then we send the Behemoth to finish off the central powers here. Then everything will be ours. Well then, the Voidworm Plague. So apparently the mid-game event we're going to get is in fact the Voidworms. Disturbing reports are being intercepted across the galaxy that the previously unknown species of space fauna, known as voidworms, have entered a reproductive frenzy. These creatures are reportedly a significant threat to planets without adequate system defenses. All of our colonies are now on red alert. Oh, did I not? Oh, I don't think I found them. Did the full introductory event. I've just realised. I thought I had. I really thought I had. Maybe I didn't. Well, just in case, let's do that, because I think we'll get a bonus to damage against the voidworms. These aren't the voidworms, are they? Okay, so I don't really know where they come from, so what's actually happening then with the plague? The voidworm population in the galaxy has reached unsustainable levels, and they must be eradicated. We have located all remaining voidworm nests. Okay, so there's one here. One very close to where we are. And one... Okay, so this is the one we're going to have to be able to defend against. You know what? I'm going to pretty much cancel this war. It was mostly just to buy time anyway. And I'm going to try and defend against the voidworms. I do not know how strong they are. If they're kind of marauder level, we should be okay. Especially if there's 3 nests. I can't imagine it's as strong as the Khan. But I don't know. Well, that's that. There's 3 of the voidworms kind of crowded together here. I don't know how many more there are, but apparently this is at least one of their fleets. We kind of ran into it by accident. On the upside, that means we're point blank and instantly biting, which is good because I think they have missiles. Or some kind of missiles anyway. Biomissiles. Well, that was easy enough. I wish I could see into the system, but sadly it's part of a nebula. What I'll do... One of the juveniles. Do I have any juveniles? Ah, there we go. Dink. I want you to become your own fleet. How do I just get one to get removed? I can never remember how to do this. Oh, transfer ships. That's how. Okay. There we go. We'll give you a throwaway commander. You have a very important job, and that's a scout ahead. That's not too bad. In total, yeah, it's more than we've got, but not by a huge amount. If we go there, they might end up coming to us one at a time. I'm hoping that the Empire currently at war with is going to be distracted by the other hive. I wonder if these things destroy star systems, or is it only populations and worlds?
Study has been completed.
Yeah, I'll just wait here. As long as one of them comes through, we'll instantly destroy it because we're in melee range with our Muller spam, and then we can run in. God, I need some sleep. It's like, oh, it's 3 AM. I need some sleep. The bats are now an invasive species. Oh, that's actually really good. Habitability increased by 5% per negative trait, and pop growth by 5% per negative trait, which is 4 of them, so 20% to each. Fantastic. Really high habitability rates now. Perfect.
Council agenda ready.
Yeah, that single one gone, we should, in theory, be able now to just run in and just win. Okay, let's stay back a little bit at least.
A belligerent fleet has been...
Brilliant! Straight on the next... Oh, they must have made a new fleet. It's not removed the fleet size. Oh, no. I mean, that makes sense, but I don't like it. And yes, I finally ended up going with expansion. It's the empire size from Systems and Planets. I think the science one would be better, Discovery, but this is more fun at this point. Because most of our empire size is from the colonies. Turns out having so many traits makes our species almost non-existent. Oh, thankfully, we seem to counter these things. Note to self, yeah, maulers do really well versus the voidworms, these large ones.
A hostile station has been...
I'm so lucky they do, because technically they did have more fleet power than us then. We have, however, finished the cure. We have completed the development of an ultimate cure to the voidworm parasitic infection. Our colonies are no longer susceptible to their spore bombardment. Still don't want them in our systems, though. Oh look, this last station's way weaker. Oh, is it because of the cure? Potentially. We've eradicated a voidworm home system. They will no longer be able to make use of these spawning grounds to raise their young. Damage to voidworms plus 25%, orbital bombardment damage from voidworms minus 25%, and just plus 10% unity. Well, how did I make you split anyway? I was messing around and I messed up. There we go.
Has been completed.
Well, return to there. We'll be going to war again soon enough to take over this empire. And over here, we're going to start making a new fleet. We need more alloys. Also, we need to start auto-selling stuff. We've got way too much energy, for instance. So it turns out there was a upgraded version of the automation building, and now I have that. Our worlds, even the empty ones, are giving us loads. Our bats now have shells, increasing habitability by 10% and housing by minus 75%. Oh, they live in their shells. Yeah, I can't quite picture what this looks like anymore, gotta be honest. Wow, look over here, you can't even see the symbols. The egg has been created. There it is, the gargantuan behemoth egg, which costs 100,000 food to start hatching. While construction ships work to assemble the zygote and its shell in orbit of the gas giant, our food industry processed the nutrients necessary to form the albumen of a behemoth egg. However, creating a viable fertilized yolk has proven to be significantly more challenging. We exhausted immense quantities of biomass from biological ships and space fauna before finally stabilizing it as a viable DNA foundation, which we sealed within a groundbreaking fertilization cell. That was so difficult for me to say. Microscopic trials have proven successful. Now we are ready to scale things up exponentially. All that remains is to fertilize our egg. Okay, so we need 100,000 food. Good to know. We are getting almost 2,000 per month, so that shouldn't take too long. And we are selling so much stuff. So just need to stop spending food for a little while, which is difficult because things need upgrades. Now the question is, do we have... Yes, we do. Living metal construction. I assume that's going to work with hatching this thing. I'm hoping. Okay, I turned on the farmer subsidies, so now we're almost at 3,000 food per month. We're beginning to hatch it, and I'm really hoping, once we do this, that's going to speed it along. It does. Fantastic. Yeah, you don't stand a chance. The last time we were at war, I already eradicated most of your fleets, and my fleet now sitting here is at 144,000. And that's just the Mauler spam. We are incredibly powerful. Our start was good. We have lots of vassals. Things are just looking really, really nice. Over here, I'm making a Harbinger Legion. You may wonder why am I making a Harbinger Legion. Well, they are now the caretakers of the Behemoth. Because they have Strikecraft and therefore are good parents. Well, this will be the easiest war ever. They're at war with our vassal. We already obliterated their fleets earlier, and the worms did some of the job as well. We're now just running through and just taking over all of this territory. Our fleets are just so much stronger. It's not even really any competition. So, yay for more worlds. Yay for more adaptive evolution, because we need more traits. We have our baby. Our genetic mastery is without compare, and our achievements outshine the lower empires of the galaxy. And yet, our behemoth spawn does not acknowledge the extent of our dominance. Driven by ravenous instinct, even the massive quantities of food we provide it do little to sate its hunger. Given time, it will surely come to its senses and adhere to our commands. But time is precious. At any moment, we may lose control, putting billions of lives at risk. Issues this special project, Brain Link Trials. We are totally doing the thing the Fallen Empire did, but we're doing it after the Behemoth was birthed. Like, I don't actually know what happens, but I almost guarantee we are going to become one. Just completely one with the Behemoth. Also, the Behemoth is so small right now, it's still just a little baby. Aww, like all babies, they have lightning emitters, and bio-whirlwind missiles, and behemoth armor. Very cool. Synaptic Symphony. Our cutting-edge neurotech has finally discerned a way to overcome the communication barrier between us and our formidable spawn. Nothing short of linking our minds with the beast will work. Not just one individual mind, but the collective mental weight of our entire species. I called it. Should we proceed too fast, there is a risk of overloading the behemoth's nervous system. Extreme caution is recommended, which is exactly what happened with the Fallen Empire. And then that instantly unlocked level 4 of our crisis. While the theory of a mental link to the behemoth has been drafted, the logistical implications are daunting. We plan for our capital to house the main connection hub, allowing us to process the population as we merge with the beast. Additionally, recent scientific advances may soon enable us to augment our creations further through a singular experimental mutation project. We shall become one. Issues the special project The Mind Meld, and also issues the special project Behemoth Mutations. Okay, so then, level 4. So just finished off level 3, level 4. Allows fed behemoths to pupate into chrysalis to dramatically grow in size and power. Ooh. Okay, how do that? How make big? How make big behemoth? Explain. I guess we need to finish off growth. Growth increases as the behemoth consumes bioships, space fauna, or... Oh, good, because there's still some worms nearby. We could go and eat the worms. Okay, and what was the last thing? And... Oh, or pops during... Oh, perfect. I am getting ready to war with these 3 empires and potentially the nucleus, so that is fabulous. Ooh, what's over there? Ooh, a matriarch. We need to kill that as well. Good. More things we need to do. Sorry, I'm being very distracted right now by everything shiny. I'm in a very distractible mood today. It's just one of those things. Okay. The chrysalis. Ship fire rate just increased by 15%. Fantastic. And unlocks a special project to shape the genetic development of our behemoth. Okay. So the mind meld's the main one. We need a class 3 behemoth. Okay, so I'm assuming we need to keep on upgrading the behemoth by getting more growth. So I'll do that as soon as possible. Then there's behemoth mutations. That one we can just research right now. That will upgrade the behemoth, or at least allow us to genetically upgrade it. So what's this? Oh, this is the rage. Right, let loose the behemoth. The raging behemoth will head towards the closest colony or behemoth egg and attempt to destroy it. Oh, you can make behemoth eggs to feed to the behemoth. Rage normally lasts 180 days, but several factors can affect the duration. While in combat or bombarding, the Behemoth will not calm down. If we defeat a raging Behemoth, so it also becomes hostile to us then, it will return under our control. Okay, I'm glad I've made the little protector swarm here. Though, maybe we'll need more. I mean, there's one thing right here. Do you want to go and quickly eat that so you don't get too annoyed? You're currently agitated. And eventually we could try and get into here and eat all the primal mind stuff, because all this is biofauna, right? We have developed several mutagenic formulas designed to enhance our behemoths, each tailored to unlock new strengths and adaptations. However, their immense physiology can only withstand a single injection. Any attempt to combine multiple formulas results in catastrophic cellular failure. The line between evolution and annihilation is razor thin, and we must choose our enhancement wisely. Make them fiercer, make them less hungry, make them faster, or make them deadlier. I'm actually going to go faster. That seems to be the main problem with all of my ships at the moment. If we can get this thing to the different fauna as soon as possible, that would be great. I mean, I do kind of want to attack the worm stronghold soon, once I have enough fleet power to defend the Behemoth. And I'm assuming the Behemoth can handle itself pretty well, looking at all this, but let's not let it die.
The other side.
The Behemoth is raging. That happened almost immediately. We got one system out. I'm now thinking Maulers would have been better to take care of it, since Maulers can beat it a lot easier, since it's considered a large enemy.
A station is under attack. A research station.
Oh, this thing's faster than us because I increased its speed. Oh no, we have a colony. Please, 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 please. Okay, good. Send in the swarms. Oh, its lightning has really long range. Yeah, these are a terrible choice to defeat it. Huh. Guardian Dragon. How cute. We devour big things, remember? Where's the Guardian Dragon? I can't see the Guardian. There he is. Bite it. Bite the dragon. Beat the Behemoth with many, many bees. This is parenting. Sometimes you just gotta release the swarms of bees, you know? Ooh. Brilliant. Killing the Sky Dragon means we get better armor for the future. And one of our most glorious leaders now also has Dragon Slayer. Where is it? There it is. Beautiful. Now, Behemoth, listen to your bee-flinging parents in the future. Don't let that happen again.
A spaceport has been.
We hope that your many faults don't stop you from understanding the gravity of this situation. Your dithering galactic community has proposed a resolution which must fail. To assist in crafting your arguments, you may make use of our superior knowledge. Assuming you actually have the capacity for complex thought, pay attention. Good. I mean, I think I'm the highest at the moment. Yeah, only 2 really even have a chance against me, so... No! Not form the Galactic Council! I want to form the Galactic Council. It's my favourite. I'll bugger and blast. I do not have the influence for this. I am not going to be able to win this. Can I send in some leaders? Oh yeah, can you send in 1 now, can't you? It's not like before. Oh, bugger and blast. Herbs and spices. Well, the borders could be better, to be fair. Stop making me sting you! Dear our vassal, I'm so sorry.
A study has been completed.
Your world is now being consumed by the beast. It's gonna take a while, but this is how it works. It looks like it's being invaded just by unlimited enraged beasts.
A planetary impediment has been dealt with.
Nom nom nom.
There's a light over the newly established colony.
I've re-entered the middle of the hive mind space. I've decided this is the perfect ground to get some biomass. Meanwhile, I'm recolonizing a lot of worlds I just accidentally destroyed by setting certain species to undesirable, not realizing they were the last species on the worlds. Oh, Strikecraft gets so confused. Well, we ended up winning, actually very decisively, but yep, still not particularly that much biomass. Maybe sending it against these would have been better, the space whales. Though, when it did devour that colony, it got quite a few points. We could devour our vassal. Is there anyone I can attack who won't have just an insane amount of defense? Everyone is defending each other now. The only thing I could do is to send them all the way over here to attack this empire, but I don't really want to do that because that's going to take way too long and it'll go into a frenzy a few times on the way. But also, it's just going to be a really awkward fight. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking, devour the space whales, and fleet, please stick with them. Why must you continue blighting the galaxy with your incompetent expansions? Everyone must be too repulsed to tell you, so we'll say it. No one likes your borders, and the space would be vastly improved if you were not in it. This system is impractical and discordant. You must purge it from your empire now, for the sake of galactic cohesion. You want us to abandon a system to prettify our borders. Well, it depends which one, really. Oh, sure, I do not care about the system at all. It is good to see you learning from your past mistakes. Finally, consider the system issue now resolved. There is hope for you yet. We will be watching. Lightning emitters. Integrating additional bioenergy conduits allows a creature to manipulate chaotic arcs of supercharged lightning. So essentially, this is just better cloud lightning, right? Yep. Finally, they actually have a proper weapon. Time to start building some fleets of these terrifying things. Lots of zaps. Our species are now Drake-scaled, giving a plus 100% army health, and for every 100 pops, we get some alloys. We have so many traits now. We also have crystallization. Just another way we make more bats. The Behemoth can now grow up after devouring that home system. Ooh. There they are, the chrysalis. Grow and mature. From the stars, a beast. Oh, that is much bigger and scary. 467,000 fleet power. Okay, that is much scarier. It now has this thing. The coherent plasma beam. Neat. Despite the challenges, we have birthed a behemoth, which now springs forth from the chrysalis where it was incubated. Larger, fiercer, and hungrier. The creature now prowls the void in search of sustenance. This beast is the pride of the pack, and will bring untold destruction upon all who dares cross its path. And we're going to go through our allies' territory, devouring any small beastie we can on the way, until we get all the way over to... Where are you actually connected? Here, I guess. Where we're going to devour the rest of the colonies. And if it happens to get angry along the way, don't worry. We have a vassal worth of food. Well, that just happened. The behemoth went completely enraged with only this distance covered. I'm very glad we're now friends, sister. Oh, hello. My puppy just ran in crying at me. Do you need to go outside? Okay, a quick break. Interesting. So, I've made our first archaeology world out of one of the relic worlds, and it looks like they're a bit more powerful than they used to be. More options for specialization, like a true trade district. And also planetary defenses. I'm not sure if we had that before, but either way, they just look really good for how many jobs they give, and of course the additional building slots, which are just generic building slots, similar to the residential archaeologies. That's really, really cool. On top of that, our bats are now venerable, and I managed to find the time crystal in an astral rift, giving them even more lifespan. Immortality is very close for the bats.
A study is
The Behemoth really isn't as strong as its fleet power would suggest. Oh, come on, vassal. Just give in. It has too much health. You're already going to lose a world. You don't want to lose your fleet as well.
a new colony.
Hello, enemies' worlds. Can I do this and not declare war? I can. And destroying the world will calm them down. Takes a little while to start landing the enraged beasts, apparently. Is that enough, or are you still angry for a while? I was hoping that'd be an immediate calm. Seems like if it's too fast, it still takes a while, but as long as I just sit there doing nothing till they calm down, that's fine. We're going to feed on every world we can, and once we can declare war, we will declare war again. Not much else is really happening at this point, just building up our forces. Wow, you are completely hiding the stingers. Except for this one little mature stinger. The difference between mature and elder sizes is ridiculous, by the way. Anyway, we have some stinger fleets here, all with Cloud Lightning and the Lightning X-size weapon, so they're going to be able to cut through everything, so that's going to be our Fallen Empire killer in case the Fallen Empires attack us once we go to the final stage of the crisis. Meanwhile, yep, we're just eating more and more of the worlds when they can't do anything about it because they can't declare war on us, so too bad for them. Our maulers are over here getting bigger and stronger, awaiting their new friend, the Colossus, and I can now build the Juggernaut, which looks phenomenal in this. It looks like a devil moth, and I love it. It's just Space Mothra, but so much angrier. And I adore that. So I'm currently building my first citadel, and I'll be making one of these as soon as I can. We're now in a final war against the Empire to our right. We're going to be devouring every single world they have. I think the only world I haven't made a claim on is the one down here, so we can just move our Behemoth there manually afterwards. So devour all these, go through the vassal's territory again, which should give us the last few points we need to grow, and then we can move it towards there if we do need any more points. Otherwise, we can finally start the brain linking. This really does take a while, though I think if... Ooh, we stole one of their specimens. Cool. Thank you. As I was about to say, if I knew how the system worked beforehand, was spoiled a bit more, I think I could have done this better, planned out a war against one of the stronger empires, had the Behemoth ready. The Empire is still almost equal to us, funnily enough, but all the rest are kind of a bit weak now. It's just the Fallen Empire and one other empire, which is normally how the games go at this point. Our fleets here are looking kind of terrifying. We have hundreds of thousands of fleet power just waiting for the final war, along with the maulers over here who are almost as strong. Okay, begin devouring the worlds. Nom nom nom. The Curators like us so much, they're going to sell us one of two relics, which is interesting. Now, I don't really think either of these are fantastic for us. This one gives us more diplomatic weight, this one gives us more code breaking, but it does also give us more tracking and accuracy, so I guess I'll go with that. It also said we can make a ship from it. A very high speed and hyperlane detecting ship. Very cool. However, I do kind of want to just keep on using the time crystal to make sure all of our leaders are as high level as possible. Ah, there's their main fleet. That's what they have left. Sure, Behemoth, deal with those by yourself. Oh, you're ready to grow up, never mind. Oh, because they were using biological ships. I should have sent them here to begin with. Well, I'm going to send them all the way home, if at all possible, because what I want to do is grow them up near the capital so that we can immediately do the whole brain linking thing. It is so difficult to check the correct trait. There we go. We now explode upon death. We are creepers. I've never seen this happen before. One of the other empires, not even one of the ones I would think is a strong empire. one of our vassal empires has managed to enter the secret system in the middle of the galaxy to help out the Unbidden. And they're winning. They're weak. They're a vassal. We've been siphoning off resources for a while. I have never seen any other empire ever enter this system. That is so weird. How you doing, Behemoth? I just realised I've never named you. I'm gonna call you Davis. Come on, Davis. Let's go. A quick snack on the way. Just to keep our little baby nice and calm. We're now getting, wow, plus 458 points per month towards adaptive evolution. Even though it's getting more and more expensive, we have been able to keep up this entire run. I mean, just look at that nonsense that is our species. Good. Nice and calm. Well, once you eventually calm down a little bit more, we can continue to send you back home. Huh. What did you do to them? I've never had that system explode before. What event choices did you make there? Our child has returned. Look at his silly little face. Okay, you kind of put your chrysalis in the star there, bud, but you know what? I'm not going to question it. Grow and mature. Only 540 days. Part of the reason for that is because I went with Master Builders, because I really want this to go nice and quickly. Oh, and I can make it go even faster because recently I finally got the Ascension perk, the Ascension tech, whatever it's called, and there we go, speeding up megastructure build speed even further. 420 days until we get the rank 3, and then we can do the mind meld. People are going to yell at me, I completely forgot to build hyper relays, that would have made everything easier. Look, I haven't really played the game in like a year, I'm a tiny bit rusty, and I literally, until this moment, forgot that hyper relays existed, until I saw one here and was like, oh, that would have made things faster. Beautiful, hello there. Oh, and we are now radiotrophic. That's fine. It means we use some energy instead of... Oh my god, you look so much better, Davis. That is cool. I was thinking he was looking a little bit derpy, but I didn't want to say anything, but okay. That's better. That's a lot better. That's the drone study. Would you like to try again? There we go. In a future run, I need to focus on the Weavers. They seem so interesting and I just completely ignored them. Their Spore launchers at max level gives armor hardening, armor regen and hull regen, along with being spread fire so it heals multiple targets for 92. The Snare Darts has a 90% chance to confuse enemies, making them attack everything, not just their enemies. The Prey Tracker increases focus fire effect, not entirely sure what that is, but massively decreases the speed and evasion of enemies. The Evasion Darts allow our allies to run away faster, along with being harder to hit and, once again, more sublight speed. The Reload Jammer is still minimum level. And finally, the Swift Shooter, which increases the fire rate of allies by 25%, along with giving them extra range, armor penetration, and shield penetration. I should have had these with our Stingers, but I feel like it's too late now. Just something to bear in mind. These look really, really cool, and I really, really should have used them. And imagine just a swarm of these all healing each other. It would be a nightmare, especially if you stacked them with armor.
A study has been completed.
Davis has a planet killer. Also, sorry for anyone in the audience called Davis. This is going to get real weird real fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I knew they would hate us. One with the beast. It worked. It actually worked. We have established a link with the Behemoth and are working on reinforcing our connection as the first of our minds are transferred. The beast remains placid, welcoming us to a space beyond space that was ours all along. Through it, we can feel the spirit of every other beast under our control, and our entire population. Oh, I should have made more Behemoths, shouldn't I? I mean, 1.9 mil and our regular fleets I think will be fine, but still, we could have probably made more. and our entire population now experiences the magnitude of the Behemoth somewhere deep at the back of their minds. There can be no mistaking that we are the deadliest and most unstoppable force in the galaxy. In our new form, we will rain fury upon our fearful foes. The galaxy itself is ours for the taking. We will feed. Meanwhile, the community declares us a galactic threat. What a shame. Okay then. Pacified. Good, so no more getting angry at me all the time. Call forth the biggest primal roar. Call forth the biggest beast and challenge it for dominance over the void. That's enrage. How do you do the primal roar thing then? Ever hungry. Unlocks the growing pains situation. I guess all this will pop up at the end of... There we go. End of the month is what I was going to say. Ooh, you're even bigger and scarier. Oh, aren't you lovely? He is lovely. Enough of our population has been transferred, and we now have direct control over the Behemoth and its flesh. The beast continues to grow, its genetic potential largely dormant, unlocked only through a steady supply of mines and nutrients. A primal rage now courses through us, and our bloodlust knows no bounds. We must consume, we must devour, we will gorge ourselves on the galaxy. Let us cast off the bonds of civilization like so much shed skin. All that matters now is our life amongst the stars. Starts the situation, growing pains, begins the King of Monsters event chain. Behemoth transference modifier added. Growth speed, resources, pop-up keep, and empire size effect are all negatively affected. However, we are a little bit happier. Oh! Oh! You just keep on getting bigger, don't you, mate? Okay, neat. So, growing pains. It'll take some time for us to adjust to a form so massive in scale. As we grow into his body, so this body, we must remain aware of our surroundings. There now stands nothing between us and the void. Unlocks Behemoth action. Thermoclastic Roar. Deals devastating damage to all fleets and colonies in the system. 25,000 food. Digestion. Okay, so flight increases our sublight speed and evasion chance. Digestion increases our monthly situation progress at the cost of us being a bit slower, but we also heal. And then fight slows everything down but makes us scarier. Okay, so fight, flight, and digestion. So that's the end then. So I guess getting more points will be just fighting, well, eating anything, right? Okay, the Empire over here is almost obliterated. Did my maulers get all the way back? They did. I think, yeah. Okay. Maulers, could you please take point over on this side? There's actually not that many ways into our territory, which is good, especially since we have allies. And Behemoth, I guess, start moving over here. There is a lot of food awaiting you. How fast do you now? Good, a fair bit faster than you were. That's fantastic. Yeah, just keep moving. I guess all the other fleets, I'll start positioning around the galaxy. In fact, I'm going to start positioning them near the Fallen Empire, because I want to see what happens if we eat them, because they're just made of biomass. Okay, so maybe Davis was the wrong name, because Davis can lay eggs. We can choose between rapid Behemoth eggs. They're incubated for only 6 months, and then they hatch into a small fleet. We have a large Behemoth egg, which is 1 year into a large fleet, or strengthen the shells for 2 years, in which we get a new baby Behemoth. Okay, so when it says fleet, are they just going to be baby Behemoths, like tiny little Behemoths, or is it going to be just normal bioships? Because Behemoths are cooler, right? So, strengthen the shells. Do we have a gas giant in our home territory? Because I would like to lay an egg, please. Which is, again, a very weird sentence to say. Gas giants. Beautiful. Just costs food. Cool. Then a cooldown. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hostile fleets. I'm just going to be managing them with our maulers and our other fleets. So we should be fine, really. Since the Fallen Empires didn't immediately declare war, they simply told us off, we're pretty safe. Especially with the 4 million fleet power Behemoth as a guardian. Now able to lay eggs, which is neat. Our fleets are using a wormhole to get into this territory over here, and I think it's probably best if we just sacrifice this entire section. It's not worth trying to defend. I'll send my Mauler in to try and thin the forces, but ultimately they're there to try and protect this choke point. I don't think any of the other wormholes are a problem, though what I do need to quickly do is run out there and explore them. Just to make sure. There's one there as well. Can I just use a construction vessel to do this, or does it have to be a science/combat vessel? I can't remember. Good, good, good. Any others? Really should have done this earlier. Once again, very rusty to the game at the moment. A new baby Behemoth has been born. Which means very soon we can lay another egg. Our maulers are terrifying.
Ready.
0 pops have been transferred. Their minds now live within the beast. I think that was meant to be more than 0. Oh, okay. Killing other behemoths, leviathans, or biological ships, eating habitable planets, eating pops. Cool. Is this going to be silly, attacking the Fallen Empire?
Enemy soldiers dare to step on our
It might be silly. Ah, goodbye to our world. I wish I cared more. Ooh, that's actually a lot of small fleets, but a lot of them. Yeah, Mauler, just get back to the choke point and just defend this at all costs. So a slight change of plan. Rather than going through here and going through war, we're going to go through either growth or control. The reason is, war has some ridiculous citadels. These things are insane, and I know they give really strong bonuses. They're much stronger than regular stations, so I am going to avoid those new types of stations and instead go for all of these. The slumbering creche, the dormant nursery. You. Oh, it actually has eating animations!
A spaceport is the settled.
Sometimes this game just makes me happy. That is wonderful. How long does it take? Let's just watch this until it finishes, shall we? It's first time, eating a whole world.
A spaceport has been
Firing weapon.
size.
It's not only such firing a weapon as eating the darn thing. I wonder if the world's gonna be gone. The world's actually just gone. Was swallowed whole by the oversized maw. We have declared war on the will of the hive mind, and immediately the fleets are simply running away. Now, if they all combined forces, they could probably beat me, at least our regular fleets here. But they're not even going to try to, apparently, so I'll just devour this, completely remove the hive mind from the game. I was hoping to attack their fleets, because I think they're all biological, but apparently that's not going to happen.
A spaceport has
Why
been
don't you ever
lost
defend
without
yourself
size.
properly?
A hostile station has been engaged.
Completely bypassing the shields and armor there, fantastic.
A hostile fleet has appeared to us.
A world for you. And you start eating that, and I'll keep an eye on the enemy fleets. If they come back, you can eat them as well. So here's something. While they're eating, I should always be swapping this back to digestion. For the extra points and extra hull regen. And with that much hull as well, that's an absolute nightmare of health. Their fleet didn't stand a chance. Like all Fallen Empire fleets, their weakness is their hull, which I'm completely going straight towards. Now, thankfully, it turns out we don't need the Leviathan itself, the Behemoth, to devour the enemy fleets. Just killing them works. I know the hive mind is meant to canonically be a little bit insane, but right now, oh my god, there are so many organic populations, fantastic. But right now, they're trying to humiliate me rather than do anything else. This whole war, if we lose it, I simply get humiliated. That's it. And actually, them taking over some of my systems, weirdly, will act as a kind of buffer. Do need one of my other fleets to start moving, though. Maybe I'll make a new Mauler fleet. This one's done a great job stopping them from entering my main systems. This is going to get really messy. I do want these here, though, to protect against the other large fleets. Not entirely sure what to do. Either way, next world, please. We have found our rival. A challenge answered. It seems our ascension will not go unchallenged. We sense an incalculable mass in the Dearth system. It is a void spawn, an ancient monstrosity whose presence dwarfs even the mightiest constructs of mortal ambition. Its unearthly form defies conventional understanding, casting the galaxy into a grim twilight, as if the stars themselves feared its passage. The void spawn's intent is as clear as its trajectory. It comes for us, our behemoth body and collective mind that dare to transcend flesh to claim dominion over the void. It is no mere confrontation of material power, it is a test of what we have become. There is no doubt that if we were to fight now, we would die. We must evade it for now, and keep growing in strength until our fangs grow sharp enough to pierce the unpierceable. We can run, but we cannot hide. Okay, would love to see what it's actually like, but for now, let's just continue to devour the hive mind, which is giving us loads of food. Actually, a lot of food resource as well, which is fantastic. I probably should try and get some more behemoth children as well to help us. Brilliant, we now have a jump drive. That wasn't the name of what I was eating, right? The absorbers. Well, either way, that's one of their minds gone. Let's move on over to the next. Now getting plus 30 on our... No, sorry, plus 14.5, that's fine. Go to flight.
A station is under attack.
I'm pretty much ignoring our worlds. I'm hoping there's a lot of population here. Yes, there is. Kind of is. Yes, there is. Lovely. Now, we could risk attacking this, but I don't think that would be smart. Why is everything moving so slowly? More thick-skinned, sturdier. Ooh, shields. Yeah, let's add shields.
Station is under attack.
One more gone. Okay, so we've just developed this. Energy Burst. Deals 60% damage to every ship in the largest enemy fleet in the system. So that's neat. Okay, I'm going to stop this war now. Okay, oh, good, you just found each other. We need the other fleets to get back to defend our territory. We're starting to lose too much territory now to random small fleets, like that, for instance. But the Behemoth can handle itself against large enemies. Oh, actually, I just thought I could rampage and try and take out a world. That'll be so annoying to the enemy. Yes. Let's hit this world here. I've just ended up keeping them in digestion mode. It seems like we're kind of stuck at 555%, which is fine. So I'm just going to try and absolutely complete Growing Pains. So our goals are to complete Growing Pains, destroy the Elder Void Spawn, and kill any other class 4 behemoths in the galaxy. I don't think there are any others because we're the only one doing the crisis, so that one's just kind of being ignored. Really, the only goal left is to destroy the Void Spawn. Now, one thing I will say is I wish I had started converting my worlds earlier away from tech and into resource. Thankfully, every time we've killed a planet, we've gained loads of resources, so we haven't really gone under for anything. But, yeah, tech worlds, I've been making into other things now. And they're not changing their designation because I am silly. Finally regain control of our choke points. Gonna move you back there so they can't go around. Over here, I've lost this territory, but now you're here. If you move forwards, we'll get that. You just fought them anyway. Over here's been protected the whole time. You can go around, so I'm moving my Juggernaut into place here. Then my Behemoth is just happily devouring anything it can find. Good. Neural Boosters, new action. Gains 25% ship fire rate and 10 evasion chance. Spawn Fleet. Spawns a medium fleet that will die after 6 months. This does not use navy capacity. Every friendly biological ship in the system. Whoa. Extra 30% hull, extra 30% armor. Well, that's really good considering we are going to be fighting with some pretty decently sized biological fleets. But really, I think just become really nasty and scary is probably the best way to kill the void spawn, right? Oh, and that one is also every biological ship. Yeah, big, nasty, and scary. Sure. Unless... does that even affect the void spawn? You know what? I want one to spawn in ships. I know it's probably silly. I know it's probably the wrong option, but let's see what happens. Click. Yeah, so it is just a little regular biological ship set. That was definitely not the right choice. Lesson learned. Thought it'd be scarier. Upon entering combat, our Behemoth gains Behemoth Frenzy for 60 days. Gaining extra fire rate and sublight speed, though losing some hull regen and arm. You know what, yep, the extra fire rate to begin with, that sounds good. We can now unleash a catastrophic wave of cryoclastic and pyroclastic fury, powerful enough to tear reality asunder. In short, we wield a weapon which will scorch the galaxy itself. But our dominion does not end with destruction. We feel the Behemoth's every sinew, its every pulse, each titanic muscle bending to our will, as if it was our own flesh. With a mere thought, we command its vast form, its limbs, its maw, its titanic void-born heart that beats with our intent. This is no mere vessel. We are the Behemoth now. Unlocks the Behemoth action. Thermoclastic Roar. Deals devastating damage to all fleets and colonies in the system. Damage to Elder Void Spawn. Oh, removes the modifier. Damage to Elder Void Spawn. Minus 1,954%. Didn't know we had that. Okay, so with that done, all that really remains then is to destroy the Elder Void Spawn. Yeah, massive cooldown on that ability, so I'll wait until I'm actually fighting the Void Spawn with that and Energy Burst. Do we give up our systems now and just run away? I mean, to help out our child? Where's the system? There. Dureth. Any gateways nearby we can use to make this easier to get here? No? Is it really going to be that annoying? Potentially, yes. Potentially we could just win by ourselves, I'm not too sure. Probably should bring in the fleets, really. At least a couple of them. Hey, did I not get a new trait? Have I actually capped out? I may have capped out, I'm not seeing anything new. Or it could be because of the event. Okay, every bonus I can think of I've just activated. The extra armor, shields, kinetic damage, energy weapon damage. I've activated the bonus armor damage using military applications to our minor artifacts. Which world did they manage to grab? Oh, I didn't even realize there's a world there. Well, that'll explain how they managed to grab it. Anyway. You know what? I'm just gonna fight the Void Spawn, who is way too big for this tiny system.
A spaceport is beset.
Well, here we go.
A spaceport.
Charging the thermoclasm. Apparently it's not aggroed on us yet, which is interesting. Just kind of staring each other down. A little bit of a weird moment, to be fair.
A belligerent fleet has been engaged.
Oh, there's the thermoclasm, I suppose. Well, its armor was completely devastated by that. We're kind of just sitting there, firing things out of our eyes. I'll be honest, this is a bit goofy looking, isn't it?
A hostile fleet is to us.
I had to pause it there just to check out our stats. It's a shame we can't use those abilities in combat since we also have the other one. So we did lose quite a lot of our armor. Actually, most of our armor is gone. But we kind of obliterate its armor at the start. And that's pretty much it. Though the Elder Void Spawn has perished, its body thrums with residual energy, ancient and potent. To us, it is a nourishing banquet, of raw potential. The sinews and marrow of the beast shall be consumed, its alien essence intertwined in our own. The Voidspawn power was immense now, and it is ours to wield. So that's it. Am I right, King of Monsters? Find and kill. I mean, there are no other Class 4 behemoths. Relics. Voidspawn Devourer modifier added. Damage reduction plus 85%, ship fire rate plus 555%. I can't use it right now because I just activated the time crystal. But that is it. I mean, the other forces in the galaxy have been trying to break our borders this entire time. And although our economy does look like it's in shambles, I am producing so much energy and trade value, I've been able to stabilize everything. And now I'm transforming everything into factory worlds. I'm starting to lose some of our fleets on purpose, so our navy capacity settles. They don't really stand a chance. But the game is now very, very laggy. And I would like this video to be out before the end of June. Maybe I'll just devour a couple of capital worlds. I wonder if by behemoths, it would be happy if I ate something like the matriarch. Would that be the last thing it wants? Okay, I'm going to eat some worlds along the way. In fact, yeah, I might destroy this empire, then move over and destroy the matriarch. As soon as my worlds are more balanced, I am going to claim victory because there's nothing they can possibly do. We're already under the negative effects of being yelled at by the Fallen Empires. Next time I simply won't accept that, and they have no chance against our fleets. Oh. Well, this is it then, I suppose. The last obstacles have been swept aside. The pretenders, the challengers, the desperate thrashing of lesser beings. All silenced. The stars themselves tremble, for we stand upon the precipice of true becoming. We are no longer bound by the fragile forms of our ancestors. Planets are cages. Empires are fleeting. The illusion of individuality will soon dissolve into the vast, perfect unity of the Behemoth. Mind and horror, intellect and hunger, one. The transference is almost over. When it is done, we shall no longer merely exist. We shall thrive. Complete the transference. Goodbye, Galaxy. I finally stabilised our food production. I was working on stabilising our consumer goods production. And apparently, it meant absolutely nothing. The merging is complete. We are no longer what we were, nor bound by the limits of lesser creatures. We are thought and hunger intertwined, a vast will stretching across the void. The galaxy lies beneath us, fragile and fleeting. But we are beyond mere dominion. We are free. Free to linger, free to depart, free to hunt. What shall we do with our newfound eternity? Leave! The void beckons us onwards. The Behemoth Empire will disappear from the galaxy and will no longer be playable. Or linger in this galaxy for now. The Behemoths will remain as wild creatures. Oh, do I not get to play for a little while as the Super Behemoth? No, I don't. What a shame. Of course, now they have to deal with this thing. Which I guess is us. There we are. There we have it. The Kelzen in their own way have won, departing the galaxy, leaving this massive scar on the left-hand side.